Hello students, I hope you all are doing very fine at home. I know it's a hard time and all have to stay at home only, but I think you all are doing your assignments and homework given by the teachers. Also, you are doing the English homework I have given. I know some of you had certain problems and you have messaged me in the campus care, and accordingly I have answered that also. So carry on with your studies, and if you find any problem as regularly, you can message me and I'm going to answer you. Today we are going to do chapter from Honeysuckle, that is lesson number 2, Taro's Reward. It's a beautiful story. You can see this is a Japanese folk tale which tells us about good deeds and good thoughts, about a young boy who carried on a very good thought and deed for his parents. Hello students, today we are going to do Honeysuckle, that is a literature book, and today we are going to do Taro's Reward. This is a story about a thoughtful and loving son. He works hard to fulfill his parents' wishes and gets some unexpected help. So this is a Japanese folk tale which tells us about a young boy who is a very poor, but who always thinks about the betterment and to give good life to his parents. The starting of the story says a young woodcutter named Taro lived with his mother and father on a lonely hillside. All day long he chopped wood in the forest. Though he worked very hard, he earned very little money. This made him sad, for he was a thoughtful son and wanted to give his old parents everything they needed. You'll find a new word, chopped, cut into pieces. One evening when Taro and his parents were sitting in a corner of their hut, a strong wind began to blow. It whistled through the cracks of the hut and everyone felt very cold. Suddenly Taro's father said, "I wish I had a cup of sake. It would warm me and do my old heart good." Whistled through, passed through with a whistling sound. Cracks, narrow gaps, opening, sake, a popular Japanese drink. So these are the word meanings. So you'll be finding that a young woodcutter who always used to work hard in the forest, chop wood, and used to earn money for his parents. So one evening it was really very cold and a strong wind was blowing over there. Now his father wished a cup of sake, which was impossible for Taro to bring because it's an expensive drink. This made Taro sadder than ever, for the heart-warming drink called sake was very expensive. How do I earn more money? He asked himself. How do I get a little sake for my poor old father? He's decided to work hard than before. Here expensively means costly. Now, next paragraph I'm not reading, I'm just summarizing it. Next morning he just woke up very early and he went to the forest to chop wood. Now when it was full day and it was warm, he took off his jacket as he was feeling warm and he wanted some water to drink. Now he always thought that my father thought if only he was as warm as I. Now as he was getting the sun, he was warm, but in the place where they lived, it was really very cold. So he again started to chop wood to earn extra money. Now suddenly he heard rushing water. At that place there was no rushing water, no stream. So how could he get it? So how could he hear that sound? He wanted to find. So he went to the direction from the sound was coming, and he found that between a beautiful rock, it was a waterfall. He just kneeled over there and took some water in his hand and touched it to his lip. It was water or it was sake. It was beautiful taste. So he took some for his father so that his father could also have the taste in a pitcher. Now that afternoon, a neighbor stopped by for a visit. Taro's father politely offered her a cup of sake. The lady drank it greedily and thanked the old man. Then Taro told her the story of the magic waterfall. Thanking them for the delicious drink, she left in a hurry. By the nightfall, she had spread the story throughout the whole village. So She was a visitor over there. Taro's father offered her some drink, and now she drank it very greedily, and hurriedly she heard the story of the magic waterfall from where it was not water but sake. Taro got it, and now by the night time she spread the whole story in the whole village. That evening there was a long procession of visitors to the woodcutter's house. Each man heard the story of the waterfall and took a sip of the sake. In less than an hour the pitcher was empty. So everyone came over there to Taro's house, and everyone heard the story and took a sip. Next morning, Taro started for work even earlier than the morning before. He carried with him the largest pitcher he owned, for he intended first of all to go to the waterfall. When he reached it, he found to his great surprise all his neighbors there. They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets, anything they could find to hold the magic sake. Then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall to drink. He drank again and again and then shouted angrily, "Water, nothing but water." Others also tried, but there was no sake, only cold water. So what happened? Next morning, Taro, as usual, got up earlier and just went to the work, but over there he found all his neighbors over there with pitchers, jars, buckets to carry sake, but they already tasted and it was only water and no sake. You have a new word, intended, that is planned. "We have been tricked," shouted the villagers. "Where is Taro? Let us drown him in this waterfall." But Taro had been wise enough to slip behind a rock when he saw how things were going. He was nowhere to be found. Tricked is deceived. Now they found that Taro had deceived him. Taro had told very lie to him, and they wanted to drown him in the waterfall. Muttering their anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. Taro came out from his hiding place. Was it true? He wondered. Was the sake a dream? Once more he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to his lips. It was the same fine sake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious sake. To everyone else, it gave only cold water. So what happened? You'll be finding over here that everyone got tasted it and it was water, but sake to Taro, when the place was empty, everyone had gone, he again went and tasted the water. It was not water for him, it was sake. So it is said that this is a magic waterfall, because to a thoughtful son who always thought about the betterment of his parents, the magic waterfall gave him sake. To others, it only gave him cold water. Muttering means speaking unclearly. The story of Taro and his magic waterfall reached the Emperor of Japan. He sent for the young woodcutter and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold for having been so good and kind. Then he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro. This, said the emperor, was to encourage all children to honor and obey their parents. Now, when the story of Taro and magic waterfall was heard by the emperor, what happened? He was rewarded. He was rewarded with 20 pieces of gold, and also the fountain was named after Taro. The emperor said that this was done only to encourage all the children so that they could honor and obey their parents. Thank you, students, for watching.